Hi again, everyone. Got another cleanup project here for you. This is a Rogers Big R, as you can see by the badge here, SuperTen snare drum. From what I can kind of determine from the serial number, I believe this is 1975. This is one of the first snare drums I ever owned. It came with my first drum kit. I had a crappy old school snare drum and that Slingerland Hollywood Ace that I told you about in the last video, and this. So I guess this was technically my third snare drum, but it came with my first set. Like I said, I don't know a whole lot about Rogers drums and their histories, but from what I do know about this is a chrome over steel. So it's incredibly loud, it's incredibly sensitive. And like I said with the Hollywood Ace, I'm just gonna clean this up. I'm not gonna try and do like a restoration or anything, but just as you can see, it's just kinda, I just haven't used it in a long time. I'm living over in the UK now. I'm hanging out back here in Pittsburgh, and I've just had this down in the basement for a bit. So it's just got a bunch of gunk on it, and it's just kinda dirty. But otherwise, it's a perfectly good snare drum, and it's a really, really nice snare drum. So I wanna get it all cleaned up. So I'm gonna go ahead and take it apart completely, rip all the hardware off of it. I'm going to soak the tension rods in that same solution that I did last time. I forget the name of it, but I'll show you in the next clip. Rip everything off of it, soak that. I think I'm going to hit this maybe with some Dawn dish soap and some hot water, see if I can get that off first with that. I've been reading, a lot of people I think like to use tin foil on chrome. I'm a little skeptical about that. I don't really know a whole lot about that, but they say it's softer than chrome, so it's okay to use. So I'll look forward to the comments down below this, because reading the various drum forums about how to clean chrome is always pretty hilarious. So I might hit these with a little bit of Windex and foil, or maybe I'll just hit it with the soft side of a sponge and some Dawn dish soap and see what happens. And then I'm just gonna polish it up with some Brasso, put it all back together, whack some new heads on it, and see how it goes. So I'll see you in the next clip. All right, so I've got everything taken apart here. You can kind of see a little bit more clearly the comparison, the kind of gunk that's on it, and I guess what it used to look like there under the lugs. A lot of this actually, even if I just rub it, with my thumb or a little bit with my fingernail, comes off. So I'm thinking with dish soap and some Windex and everything, I think it's not going to be too hard to come clean. It's lovely and clean on the inside, so we kind of know what we're shooting for. Got the lugs here to get them all cleaned up and everything. I have no idea why that tape is on the top of my snare throw off there, probably marking something at one time, but I'll pull that off and everything, and otherwise it looks really good. The snare beds have a little bit of unexplained damage that I'm not really sure how or what caused it there. There's these kind of divots in the snare beds here. If they were dents in the shell, I feel like I could kind of bang them out with a rubber mallet or something, but these are in such a weird spot and they're so small. I'm thinking, at least for the time being, it's just something that I'm gonna have to deal with. I never noticed anything in the sound before, so it should be fine. It's not that big a deal. Like I said about the Slingerland one, I just want to get it in good playing shape. I'm not trying to make it look like it just came out of the box. So I'll get this wiped down and be back with you in a bit. I should have mentioned as well, I soak my tension rods here and washers in this LA's Totally Awesome, just some kind of cleaning solution. You can get it on Amazon. I don't cut it with anything, don't put any water in it, just put an inch or so of it in a tub and stick them all in there and let them soak for a bit, and then they wipe off pretty well. So I do recommend this stuff. It's quite nice. So here we are again. I was gonna wait until I was completely done with it to show you, but actually I was quite surprised, so I thought I'd just show you here. All this round is the soft side of a kitchen sponge and some Dawn and warm water. So you can see it really cleaned it up nicely already. I mean, there's still some kind of marks on there and everything, but it took off a huge majority of the kind of crud and gunk that's on it, and the lugs were kind of the same. I didn't submerge them or anything because I was worried about getting it dry on the inside, but I just kind of wiped them on the outside with some warm water and a bit of Dawn. The rims didn't do quite as well. The strainer did and everything, so I think I am going to go ahead and try a bit of the old Windex and tin foil and see what happens and see if I can get a little bit more stuff off of here. But even if it's just that, I'm gonna be pretty pleased with it. All right, and here we are with the finished product. I have to say, I'm actually quite surprised just how well this came out. It really exceeded expectations. I mean, I figured it would be easy enough to clean up, but I just can't believe quite how much came off of this. I showed it to you yesterday when I had just hit it with the Dawn dish soap and some warm water, and it was really nice, but I did decide to give the glass cleaner and tin foil a little bit of a go. I tried it in an inconspicuous spot and I saw absolutely no signs of any scratching or anything like that at all. So I'm a convert to that. So I was using this sort of foaming glass cleaner here on it, and I just kind of fell down a bit of a rabbit hole, to be honest. Just sat here for a few hours yesterday, kind of watching football and just sitting outside and just kind of like going after every little spot I can find. And you can see it's not absolutely perfect. There's a few little spots here and there, and you know, it's never going to be in perfectly mint condition again. Like for example here, you can see the top of the strainer I couldn't get quite clean, but still it absolutely exceeded expectations. So I'm really excited to try this out. I got some fresh heads on it. So I went with a combination of this glass cleaner here with the tin foil, and I tried some of this Never Doll on it. I hadn't seen this before, but my mom showed me this stuff, and it's just this like cottony material, and I guess it has polish built into it, and you just tear some off and do it, and Brasso. So I didn't really do all of one or all of the other. I mean, I guess I did do the whole shell in Brasso, but I was just kind of playing around with the three to see which gave me the best results, and to be honest, all of them did a little bit. This was quite good for getting the kind of really getting in there and getting some of the spots off. This helped a little bit as well, and then the Brasso really gave it a nice kind of final polish on it. You can see like the where'd it go, the rims, kind of like the strainer, didn't come quite as clean as the shell, but still I'm absolutely shocked at just how clean it is. I mean, you can see me right there in the shell. It's like a mirror. So it's sounding great, especially with the new heads on it. The snares, maybe you can see right there, one of the snares is a little bit loose, so I am going to need to replace that at some point, but really it's looking great and sounding great, so I am super excited to test it out. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.